My name's Dan. I run a health and wellbeing business called Dan Glynn Coaching. For what we do, we specialise in integrated health and wellbeing. So we work with clients roughly between the age of 35 to 60, and what we, I suppose, really specialise in is looking at our health from an integrated perspective, not just physical, but incorporating the mind, body and spirit, and helping create a community around that. Business, before I started working with FBDA, I kind of had a dream and a vision of what I wanted this business to be and what I wanted to look like, but I had no idea of getting there. And I was kind of going through the motions of it. Some months making money, some months not even knowing if I'm making money. And I'm a bit of a dreamer, but sometimes I need someone to make me a bit of a realist at the same time. So I think before it was a lot of chaotic, it was stressful at times. I wasn't sure where I was going, if I was on the right path. I just set up the studio about 2-3 months and I had no structure, no idea on how I was going to build it, and was kind of living in this dreamland. So when I started this first, it was just me running everything, doing all the accounts, doing all the training sessions, doing all the check-ins. I was jack of all trades, master of none. You come up with so many challenges, so many obstacles, and at times it's almost easier to throw the towel in, and at times you ask yourself, why am I even doing this? And particularly for me, I went through a lot of staff and challenges over the last year that really made me contemplate, do I want to keep continuing to do this? And I probably could only last that for so long until I was working with FBDA. The biggest thing for me working with FBDA has been really the accountability and structure it's created. Like before I was working, I had no structure, no systems in place. The business was a bit chaotic because I knew everything up here, but no one else, I couldn't explain that to anyone else. FBDA, they really helped me to do was understand things like leadership, building teams, creating community, and really how to put systems in place that actually makes money while helping people and change more lives at the same time. I always had a belief that I'm not a numbers guy, I don't do this, and that created a lot of stress and problems in the business because I was never sure, am I making money? How much should I be spending each month? Am I even making a wage myself? I wouldn't have a clue what cash flow forecasting was all about. I just lived in the moment and hoped for the best. But now, since I've understood that and spent time in that, it's allowed me to see the projections of what the business will start to earn in certain months, which allows me to plan how we can build and continue to expand. I didn't even know my numbers, and I still can recall back one of the first sessions I had with Nicky. We actually looked at all the numbers, gathered all the data, and it was like 8 grand for our monthly recurring revenue. And only 2 months ago we hit 20 grand as a monthly recurring revenue, so we've over doubled our profits since working with Nicky and FBDA. Whereas now it's allowed me to plan, structure and systemise everything, where there's no almost anxiety feeling towards the end of the month saying, can I afford this at the end of the month? Do I have enough money? Everything works in flow, which allows me to live with more peace and ease at the same time. One of the big things that I've been lucky to do since working with FBDA is finally earn to get a mortgage, which is a dream that I never thought having a business I'd actually be able to do. I think what was the real saving grace for me was having the FBDA there to check in with me, to guide me along the way, and to allow me not to give up that hope and trust in the process, have that faith and keep continuing to build a dream that I always wanted at the start. And since then I've increased to 6 people in total on the team, from trainers, coaches, marketing team, admin team, and it's really allowed me to systemise the whole business into a business rather than me running everything on my own. I think for any fitness business owner that isn't working with a coach, I think it's probably the worst decision you can probably make. I've worked with a lot of coaches over the last 7 years, and to be honest, what really pushed me to work with Nicky was the way he listened, the way he understood what I actually wanted. Whereas before, I worked with business coaches in the past and it'd be all about them, what they want to do, and Nicky actually asks you, what's the life you want? What's the business you want? And he helps you create really what you want. So I think if someone isn't working with a coach, it's almost like trying to fix a car without going to a mechanic. You're only going to go for so long until things start to break down. It's really allowed me to grow and expand into a really energizing and fun, dynamic team that are committed to the same values and committed to the mission of the business. And it's really allowed the clients to have a great experience, not just from me, but from the whole team overall together. We're really committed to a bigger mission, vision, and which is ultimately helping and changing more lives. And every day I step into this business and into this studio now, it really allows me to be proud of what we've done, what we've created and what we've built.